Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Shows, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, and I want to talk about a scene from the latest episode of Belle Collective, where the ladies spent some time with a medium, and she's going to explain how her process works. And Selena dug deep regarding her dad and her son. And I thought that it was a very emotional, touching, and interesting scene. So before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this clip, it is allowed. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right on in and let's check out this scene.
A little scary, but I'm human and I can't help but to really want to know if this person has a gift that can tell me something that I'm curious about. I guess we'll see.
Girl, I don't do this. Like, I believe in a higher power, and this is just not it. So, like, I have this huge phobia about psychics because as a Baptist, like we grew up and psychics are not with God. So I'm always taught against it. And it may be a misconception.
I think it's truly a misconception. And I even say Jesus was a medium, right? Because Jesus was on the Mount of Transfiguration communicating with Moses, who had already passed.
I think I'm good with just, praying about things.
So I'll tell you guys how it works with me, and we'll see what comes up. I don't have any control over who comes through, but chances are if it's someone that wants to communicate with you or has a message for you, that is usually who does come through. Did someone here lose a father figure? You did, and you did. Did somebody's father, I feel like they were sick and then they passed suddenly, or they passed suddenly? That's you. Okay. Now, he shows me like there's a sudden passing, but makes me feel like some people did not get the chance to say goodbye. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Are you one of the people that didn't? But he's also making me feel like he owes you an apology, and maybe he owes some other people an apology. Does that make sense for you? Would this be your mother that he owes an apology to?
Yes.
Gotcha. Because he's bringing in, he's showing me another. Do you look like your mom?
I do.
Gotcha. Because he's like copy paste right on the face here. And so he's showing me her, but he's like, they look just alike. Oh, this is interesting here. Did he pass at home?
He did. I don't know. Maybe the sudden that you keep talking about is probably my son because he was suddenly murdered.
Oh, wow.
And can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Production, did y'all have her to write these notes, or is this really coming from you?
Oh, no, I told him I've never seen your show. Yeah, I've never seen the show. I told them I didn't want to know who you all were. I didn't want to know anything about you all because I believe in my work.
For me to be talking to the other side, that's a first for me.
That's a very fair question. But this is the work that I do every single day. What's your son's name, if I may ask?
Quincy Johnson.
Was there not justice for him yet?
It hasn't been justice?
Yeah, he shows me that, but he says that there will be. You kept something of his. This makes me feel like some type of clothing or some type of...
I have the clothes that he was murdered in.
Wow.
I have it at home.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of it.
No, and that's what he shows me, that you still have it. You don't have to get rid of it. He does not want you to grieve yourself to death.
I can't help it.
But this is why he's saying it.
It's so hard.
Yeah. He's like, you have to tell her this. She has to know I'm with her because she's going to grieve herself to death.
That's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want that for you. This is why I'm here. To hopefully bring some level of healing and closure. So whatever that looks like for you, you got to do it. You can't go where he is right now. You still have work to do while you're here.
Hearing the medium tell me that my son do not want me grieving and he will get justice, it makes me feel really good. It gives me hope because I have been grieving myself to death.
Now let's see if we can connect with your dad as well.
No, ma'am. Not today. No, thank you.
Coming up on on Belle Collective.
Just don't bring people around me, because everybody you bring around.
Sorry, there's a quick commercial break. Just one moment here.
Now let's see if we can connect with your dad as well. If
You don't have to.
She said we don't have to.
Okay.
I promise you we don't.
Okay.
I'm a little on edge when it comes to the medium. Her talking to Selena has me contemplating, but I don't want to go against my morals and values.
Was there anybody else that had a question or wanted to tap into anything?
I have an aunt who passed tragically.
From an accident?
You could say it was an accident.
Okay. Let's try to tap into that energy here. I'm seeing the question marks, right, around the passing. I don't know. It just make me feel like there's a lot of blame going around. What is that I'm feeling?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes when people are going through something and you see them and you want to help them, but you don't know how.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the blame might be like, could we have stepped in?
Mm-hmm. Was this like an overdose or suicide with your aunt?
It was suicide.
There's a lot of trauma that your aunt is showing me. Does that make sense? You know how in families we sweep a lot of stuff under the rug?
Okay, so I wanted to end it there. So Selena, she obviously, in my opinion, she was the most open out of the group, her and Carrie, to speak with the medium. After this moment with Carrie, Latrice is going to become open, and the medium is going to talk to her about her dad and her grandmother. So I wanted to talk about Selena breaking the fourth wall, a term that we are all familiar with when it comes to reality TV. That is when the reality TV show cast member, they talk in a way that is acknowledging the fact that they are on a TV show. They are on a reality TV show. We've seen multiple times people break the fourth wall. We saw Tisha on Love and Marriage Huntsville at the Galentine's event. She was fussing at Melody, and she said, I was talking to Carlos when he said this, and I said that, and then they flashed back to the reunion. So she was breaking the fourth wall. She was acknowledging that there is a production, and Carlos King is the executive producer. And in this instance, we see Selena pausing and saying, I just want to ask production, did you all tell this lady anything about us or about my life? And they have the pretty much the closed caption, and I was able to capture it in the lower right corner where the producer states, I've never spoken to you. So obviously, like the field producer who was alongside them during the girls' trip was in Biloxi, he was in the vacation home, and he says to the medium, I've never spoken to you. And the medium says, yes, I do not know anything about your show. I've never watched it, and I did not want to know anything about you all because I believe in my work. Now, I know a lot of people definitely are not open to anything such as this, especially I feel like in the Black community. Latrice said she's Baptist. I grew up Baptist. Baptist is strictly whatever is in the Bible. The medium, she said in response to that Jesus was a medium because when he was on the Mount of Transfiguration, he was communicating with Moses, who had already passed on. Now, I had the thought when she said that, well, Jesus is God. He's God the Son. And I would imagine he can communicate with whomever he wants to at any time. But, that was her response. And she said that she was also a minister. Now, what I will say is that I have empathy in my heart for Selena. Because she lost her son. He lost his life at a young age, and he was taken out violently. And I can tell that she is just extremely hurt by it. From what I've been told, it's extremely unnatural to lose a child, and that the parent always expects the child to bury them and not in the reverse. So I imagine it's a grief that seems very odd and awkward, and you definitely don't see it coming when you think over your life and think about some options in the future and what that looks like. So I feel really bad for Selena, and I would imagine it is my estimation that it is a comfort when the grieving do talk with a medium and the medium connects with their loved one who has passed away. It's probably a comfort. I remember after the singer Aaliyah died in the plane crash, I remember like after that, I can't remember how many months, it wasn't long, maybe at the most 1 year. Entertainment Tonight got some tea, and they reported that her mother, went to a psychic and just wanted to connect with Aaliyah, and she just wanted to know, was her daughter okay? That was her question. Is she okay? So I look at it as I'm not in a position to judge anyway. I'm not God. I'm not perfect. That's on a very basic and fundamental level. But when I think about people who are missing their loved ones, they're grieving, it's a very unnatural loss. Parent loses child. If they are open to communicating with a medium to try and reach their baby and make sure that they're doing okay, by all means, do what you have to do to ease your mind. And so those were the thoughts that came to me as I was watching this scene. And Selena, she cries, and Tambra, who is seated to Selena's left, Tambra scoots all the way to her and wraps her arms around her and is comforting her. And Marie comforts her as well. And the scene with Selena makes the rest of the ladies cry. Latrice, Letitia, Carrie. And then what I just ended the clip on was Carrie talking with the medium about an aunt. And she gets emotional when the medium says, you know how in families we sweep things under the rug? And then Carrie just starts crying and says, oh my gosh, my cousin and I, we talk about our aunt who has passed, we talk about our family, and we say constantly how our family sweeps everything under the rug. And I'm sure that that's something that a lot of us can speak to as well. I feel like that's a community thing because I feel like it's not even in the family dynamic, but the church dynamic. Things just get swept under the rug. They don't want to deal with the deal. I feel like there's like a manual as to what sermons get preached and what topics do not get preached. And I feel like that's a form of sweeping things under the rug. Like it's very easy to speak of the LGBTQ community in a negative way, but nobody talks about, if there's any members of the church who are having extramarital affairs, or if they are abusive, or if they have gambling addictions. Detroit has 3 casinos downtown. I mean, I feel like those are topics that should get touched on as well. But if you don't want to embarrass church members or make them feel away and they're paying their tithes, then I guess you might not touch on those subjects. You might not touch on stepping outside of the marriage. Those are my thoughts. So I felt like this scene, it was so, it just brings about so many topics of conversation, from Selena connecting with her son through the medium to how Black folks were not always open to things that are like outside of like the church, and just, oh, that's it, nope, we're not doing that, and you just completely shut down. And during Selena's time with the medium said that her son says, you've got some of his clothes. She said, yes, I kept the clothes that he was unalived in. I couldn't get rid of them. And the medium said, yeah, the son is saying that you are really grieving him, and he doesn't want you to grieve yourself to death. And I just felt like it was just such a powerful scene. So definitely check out the episode, check out the scene, and let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Now, Latrice also goes on to hear from the medium about how her grandma just bonded with her. Latrice was her favorite, and I really thought it was a great scene. But if you've already watched it, please let me know in the comments, what did you think about this scene? What do you think about when people, they seem to be comforted by connecting with people who have passed on? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. And I hope that you all are enjoying your Saturday. I'm having a very slow Saturday. I've chilled and I've made this content, obviously. I do plan on seeing Predator, and I think I'm going to get waxed and get a pedicure. But I will talk with you all soon. Bye.